All right, what's up, everybody? We're back. One other edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we have another episode of the Look In series, a series at the end of each team's season. I go in, recap the season, look at the state of the team, all the stuff like that, the future of the team. And today's episode is on the New York Knicks, where I talk all about them here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So the New York Knicks this season, they finished their regular season 50-32, one of their best records since 2013 when they won 54 games. And today they have lost in Game 7 to the Indiana Pacers. The game just wrapped up not that long ago. Yeah, tough way to end the season for the Knicks. One of the most successful Knicks seasons in a long time. And that's why I feel like this Knicks team should not at all be down or be sad or mad about anything that happened this season with the New York Knicks and what their team is at right now. Because this was an incredible Knicks season. I mean, last year, they had the year where they made it to the second round. They beat the Cavs in 5, eventually lost to the Miami Heat in 5 games. Or did they lose in 5? Yeah, I think they lost in 5. And then to come in, bring in some new additions, bring in Dante DiVincenzo on a good contract. They made the trade down for OG Anunoby, made the trade for Bogdanovich, Alec Burks. You know, just having a lot of good stuff with this Knicks team. And the way they fought, the way they played, the way they battled was just amazing stuff. Jalen Brunson becoming a superstar. I mean, 28, 3 and 6 on 48, 40, 84 shooting. In the playoffs, he was incredible. In the playoffs, he averaged 33 points and 7 assists per game. He led the playoffs in scoring. Like, that is just incredible stuff right there. He is a superstar type player. So to be able to have this type of season being one of the best New York Knicks seasons in a very long time is really nice. Having just the way they played, the way this team has been built with Tom Thibodeau at the head, they have done a perfect job of creating a team that fits his identity and bringing in players like that. Guys like Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, making the OG Anunoby trade. Guys like Miles McBride, Isaiah Hartenstein, Precious Achiuwa, Alec Burks, Mitchell Robinson, that all come in and have the same mentality, same kind of goal, the same passion for the game, the same type of hardworking, blue collar character type team that fans will fall in love with, and that's what the New York Knicks did. I mean, you see it in the entirety of the playoffs. You know how many Knicks legends were at the playoffs this year? I mean, John Starks was front row every game like he freaking owned the team. Stephon Marbury, Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson. I saw Amar Stoudemire was at today's game. Patrick Ewing was at a couple games. Like, this was the most fun and most special Knicks team we have seen in a very, very long time. I don't know exactly when, but it has been a very long time since we've seen a Knicks team have the amount of buzz that they had, you know? And to make it all the way here with a bunch of injuries, that's really what what happened this season. The injuries. Injuries were super tough. To have Julius Randle, an all-star, all-NBA type player, miss half the season, only playing in 46 games. So already having 24 points per game out going into the playoffs. And then you have OG Anunoby. Oh no, and then the first round you have Bojan Bogdanovich you traded for at the trade deadline. Get hurt in 1 minute, break his foot, he's out for the season. Mitchell Robinson, who already missed so much time and only played in 31 games in the regular season, after saying he wasn't going to play the rest of the season, come back and then get re-injured again early in the Pacers series, mess his ankle up. He's out for the rest of the season. And then you get OG Anunoby, who besides Jalen Brunson is probably your most impactful X Factor type player. OG Anunoby missed basically 90% of the Indiana Pacers series. He tried to play today Game 7, only played like the first 4 minutes, and then sat because he just couldn't play with the hamstring injury. Josh Hart getting hurt in Game 5. Jalen Brunson Fortunately fracturing his hand early today's game. Dante Vincenzo's been, you know, kind of banged up. The whole team's been kind of banged up. To go through all of that injury, all of those problems, even not having a super talented team at the end of the day. Look at this team on paper, on a roster. This is the most talented team. They don't have the biggest names, all that stuff. And the way they play, to have all of that kind of go not your way and still be able to be one win away from making the conference finals just shows the character of this team, shows the heart of this team, shows the way that this team is built, the way this team plays the game. So credit to the entire New York Knicks. They deserved all of that standing ovation they got in today's game. At the end of it, when Josh Hart, Sorenstein, DiVincenzo checked out, because they are just amazing players. They brought this Knicks organization back to life, and now I cannot wait to see what happens for the next couple years. And wish we get to that. We look at the offseason now for the New York Knicks. In the NBA draft, they're going to have 2 first-round picks. Right now, they currently have the 24th and 25th pick. So get some more young talent in there. Get some kind of depth just in case injuries happen. Stuff thinking about what they could get in the draft. I think just players that fit more that style. Maybe some older players that could come in and kind of fit a role right away. A guy like Kevin McCullough from Kansas. I feel like I mention him in every time I do it, but really he is a really good player. A guy like Tristan Da Silva from Colorado. I think could be a really nice piece of this team. I was gonna say Devin Carter from Providence, but they do have Miles McBride, so I don't really know how much they would want to, you know, try to replace him. I think a guy like him, McCullough, even maybe even a guy like Tyler Kolek from Marquette, another ball handler type point guard. Looking at some other guys, Jalen Tyson from California, a versatile wing that could do a little bit of everything. So they have a lot of different options. They have a lot of different options right here with back-to-back first-round picks. Maybe they can even use them for a trade to go get another good role player. So I think the Knicks are in a good position in that sense. And then you look at the draft, that salary cap, and the free agency, -66 projected money. Don't have a lot of money for this coming off season, you know, but they are gonna have most of their players, on some contracts. So looking at next season, OJ Anunoby has a player option, which I assume he might decline and then resign. I think OG's gonna stay with the Knicks. The big free agent really is Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein is going to be a free agent, and he had an incredible season with the Knicks, and teams are going to go out and pay. And with the Knicks not having a lot of money, there's potential that Isaiah Hartenstein isn't on this team next season, which would be really, really tough because he really fits this team, and I love him with this Knicks team. But it's just the reality of it. Isaiah Hartenstein is probably not going to be a Knick unless he takes a little lower amount of cash if he really loves New York. After that, Alec Burks, Precious Achua, nothing really nothing really, too big. You are going to be Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, who both are kind of on the same contract in terms of length and years, are going to be in the last year of their deals before they have a player option in 2026. So both of them most likely going to be up for some contracts and some money, which could be a big play for Julius Randle in a sense of, what do we do with him? But I don't think they have to really worry about that for another year, I would assume. Josh Hart's locked down. DiVincenzo's locked down. Miles McBride is on an amazing contract. OG, once you re-sign him in this offseason, is going to be good. So the core of your team is going to be around for at least another year. In terms of Randall, Brunson, OG, I assume, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, like McBride, that core is going to be around for at least another year, potentially two, depending on how player options and contracts go. But, filling out this team really is a thing. They don't have a lot of money in this free agency, but they're definitely gonna get some good players. They Knicks are definitely a team where we saw with Leon Rose in the last couple of years with this team is like they're not going out to get big names right now. They're looking to go out and get players that are gonna complement this style of play and what the Knicks are about. So I'm confident for the first time in a long time. I'm confident in Knicks GM to do the right thing. That's not something you really talk about or think about the last couple of years. But for once in the Knicks fans' life, they should have confidence in their GM to go out and make the right moves. So I'm very excited for this Knicks team for the future. And next year, obviously, hopefully the injury bug doesn't hit them. And I think they could be right back in this position again. They could be a very dangerous team in the Western Conference. I mean, the Eastern Conference, as long as they have Brunson doing his thing, guys like DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, OG that do the little things, the way they play, and Tom Thibodeau right there, they have a chance to beat anybody really with the way they play. Not only just with the players they have, but with the work ethic they have, the heart they have, the way they play basketball. They just are full of players. They're a team full of players that want to win and will do anything it takes to win games. And unfortunately, there might not be a lot of teams that have a lot of those players, but the Knicks for sure have them. So I'm very excited for the future of the Knicks. And I feel like Knicks fans, for the first time in a very long time, should be excited about what's happening in New York. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, and stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. There's a playlist up here somewhere about other looking episodes. If you miss any of them, you can go back on the playlist and watch those. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.